Welcome to the Old Stream Farm, episode 19, with me, Mr. Sealy P. I have installed row crop tyres onto the case, and if you can see as well, the terrain is showing through the muddy patches. I am on this map also running all of the 3 new terrain mods, whatever you call them, the 4 real mods. I realised when I turned the game on, this tractor was sitting in the middle of a field with the weeder on it, so I had to bring it back in, put row crop tyres on it, otherwise it was going to destroy everything that I was weeding. Now, interesting little turn of events here, there was an update for the Old Stream Farm as well. Did the update, no problem at all. Put my row crop tyres, off I came up here, and I've noticed that my vehicle shelter has vanished, which I'm absolutely baffled about. If anyone else is on the Old Stream Farm, if they've done the update, has their vehicle shelter vanished, or is it still there, or I'm absolutely confused. So I don't know if to put another shelter in or what to do, or try and find homes for my equipment, which is now all sitting out in the open. I don't know, it's an odd one. Anyway, that being said, hopefully the row crop tyres will not destroy any of the grass, won't destroy any of the crops. I need to go and find my weeder, which is here in the crop somewhere, there we go. And just finishing off the weeding. That's the first job. Now obviously I bought the huge, kind of on a whim, bought the New Holland T8 because I liked it. I hadn't used it before. Well, it's getting cracking on, which is all well and good. However, now we've got the new mods, it'll be fine for ploughing and stuff like that, but it doesn't make it a particularly versatile tractor now, because at stages like this, when I need to be doing fertiliser spreading, spraying, weeding, anything like that, I can't use it. So I might have to sell the T8 and buy something else, something that I can put row crop tyres on if I need to. So yeah, bit of a weird one. Haven't got a lot of choice really, I'm going to have to. I'm going to leave this weeding. Hopefully this turns the right way now. Yes, excellent. But before I do any of that, I have got the corn from field F5, which I need to unload, and I can give some to the pigs because it's the only thing they haven't got enough of at the moment is corn. So I will unload that. Weeding's finished up on field 4. That's on its final fertilising stage now, so that's good to go. Now this will need to go up to field 5 for the next job. But I'm going to need both tractors up there for this. So because I haven't got a huge amount of funds at the moment, you'll notice that I have depleted rather rapidly. You'll see why in a minute. I will run 2 tractors, and then when I build up enough money I will get a third, which will kind of be the ploughing one and that kind of thing. It's just suddenly dawned on me I don't think I've got enough to do the ploughing I need to do. That's annoying. Right, so the T8's going to go. Shocker. What will I get for it though? That's Well, I paid a lot for it, but it's when I had the money from the gold, so that's fine. That covers the cost of what I've just bought, so that's fine. It has been sold. So here's what we have bought. It's a German map, so I've gone with a Fendt. Again, row crop tyres, going to need them for the jobs I'm going to be doing at the moment, but I can swap backwards and forwards if I want to. I've got the front loader attacher. It's the Fendt 724, so it's 240 horsepower. Yeah, it's what we're going to need. I need another tractor, one with row crop tyres. That'll do the job, that's fine. The case Puma's got higher horsepower, I think. Let me just have a look. That one's running at 240, that's running at 270, yeah. So the 270, that hopefully will be enough for the plough. I'm sure the plough was only... What was my plough running at? Is it somewhere? 225, so that'll run the plough, that's no problem at all. Yeah, a few changes. So with the new mods, and I didn't have to download the mods, didn't have to install them, but I think it's going to make it a bit more interesting. New purchase, excellent. So first things first then, let's fire this up. I will use the Puma to pull the trailer, because that's going to get heavy quicker. But when the Puma comes up, since I'm here with this one, I'll use this for the minute to get this out to field 5. I'm going to need another piece of equipment. As I said in the last episode, and it's getting complicated, as I said it would, because at the moment I'm running the two maps. I'm doing law folds and this one. I was only ever intending on doing one at a time. So it's getting a little bit confused in remembering what's been done on what map, and if you're watching one episode of one then another of another, it's keeping up with what's happening on each map, so just trying to get my head around it myself, in all honesty. So I did half the field that's got corn in it, maize, whatever you want to call it. Well, hopefully this shouldn't make any difference, and hopefully the trailer won't. Oh, the trailer is. So that's interesting. So, oh, that's something new. So whilst the actual tractor itself is having no impact, the trailer is, which it didn't do when I did my test map. Okay, well there you go, interesting development. Not that you would be driving through crops and stuff with the trailer, and if you were mowing with the trailer, I mean, to be fair, I should have been on the track, I shouldn't have been on the grass anyway, but interesting development. Okay, so I did 20,000 litres just over of corn because the pigs needed it. The rest I said I was going to do silage, which is still true. I am going to do silage. I'm going to avoid that grass like the plague. Not that I'm going to cut it or anything. But as you can tell as well, the tractor's brand new and clean, which is great. With the new tyre dirt mod, the tyres are now dirty and the wheels are getting dirty, but the tractor's not quite yet, which it wouldn't do in real life. It'd take a while for that to get dirty. So that seems to be working as it should. Right. What do I need now? The Puma. Go and get the case Puma. Back at the store again with the Puma. Now, here's what we need. I don't have the money for a forage harvester. Just not going to happen. And even leasing one, if I look at these, I mean, even the cheapest one, to lease, well, that's 17,000 actually. That's not that bad, in all honesty. This one, 29, 22. Let me just check something actually. The prices have been changed. I wonder if that's part of the update as well, because when I was looking at these the other day, they were like 40 odd thousand, 45,000 to lease. The prices have come down. But anyway, I can't afford to buy one, and leasing them for what I'm going to be doing seems quite excessive, quite a lot of money. So what I'm going to do, I haven't done this before, ever, I'm going to lease this. And it's going to take a while. But it will work. I'll take it over to the field on this, but what I'll do is I'll have the case pull in the trailer and the Fendt using this piece of equipment. Interesting bit of kit. Okay. The rest of this field is going to be done as a silage harvest. So I'm just going to swap these over, run the Fendt on that, and put the trailer on that. Now what I can do to start off with, which is my first option, is hook that straight up, and hopefully if this works, which it should do, destroying the grass as I go, if I turn this on, this will do exactly the same as a forage harvester, just on a slightly smaller scale, that's all. So I can run it as it is. Now that is supposedly throwing that straight through the back of the trailer, which is a bit unusual, but I think because the trailer sides are quite high on the Fortuner. But there we go. It's an interesting setup. But you can also do the same as you do with the forage harvester. If I set a worker going just with the front section, I can then run alongside with the trailer with the other tractor, and then when it's full just go off and sort it out. Those options, is that going to destroy those crops? Okay. But there we go. I've never used this piece of equipment before. I've always tried to get to a point where I can raise enough money to buy a forage harvester. On such a small map it seems a bit excessive. It's going to take a while to do this, let's be honest. But when you think it's only doing, what, 3 rows of corn? I'm already at 7,000 litres. I'm going to get a fair bit off this, I think. It'll be interesting. There are a few little bits to mop up, which I will do as well. Right, I'm going to go and grab the case, the Puma, because when this fills up I need to take it back to the farm, but I'll also try it the other way around and see how we get on. So the other option then becomes to do exactly what you do with a normal forage harvester, set a worker on the tractor, in this case the Fendt with the header on it, excuse me, drive alongside. You can set the cruise control if you want to set the cruise controls, it's up to you, and we'll just fill up. I'll say I'm on 21,000 litres. I'm on the 2nd or 3rd strip. It's only a very narrow strip. So what I'm going to do is clear this field for silage. This will all go into the bunker silo at the farm, the one I've already started, the open-ended one, and I'll set that off to ferment. That way I've got a ton of silage all there, haven't got to worry. But there you go. That's it. Working. Don't need any expensive equipment. I think I've leased that for 3,000 and something for this field, as opposed to 350,000, 221,000, all the different prices you have to pay. So what I'm going to do now then is continue. When I've got a full load, we'll take that over to the farm. There we go, 33,000 litres. What I will do though, is dismiss a worker, only because unless I've got another tractor and trailer to come alongside, which you would do in multiplayer, that will sit now with the worker in it and you'll be losing money. It will still be taking wages off you even though it's not doing anything. So dismiss the worker. When I come back I'll just engage the services of another one. Okay, let's head back. Now realistically, for doing this, do I need row crop tyres? Not really, but because the other jobs I'm doing with the row crop tyres, if it only charged you a minimal amount to change them, because technically if you've got the workshop at your farm, but when I changed over the row crop tyres, and when I bought the Fendt, to have the row crop tyres put on, cost me £1,600. Swapping tyres backwards and forwards, I'm going to have to check and see what that's going to cost. If that's going to cost like £1,000, £1,500 every single time you swap over, why are you going to swap over? You might just leave them on row crop ones and it's not a problem. You might have one tractor that never has row crop ones on, which will be used for your ploughing and other bits and bobs. But realistically, if you're going to be doing this, you can leave them on for the time being. When it rains, when it gets boggy, that kind of thing, you're going to want more traction. But still, for fertiliser spraying, weeding, anything like that, if you're going to be mowing the grass as well, you don't want to be destroying the grass that you're mowing. Kind of makes sense, really. So yeah, I'm going to leave these on for the time being. Do I like the way the tractors look with the row crop tyres? Not overly. It's not a great look, is it? Let's be honest. It's a means to an end. I do prefer, and I said that right from Gold Coast Valley, that real chunky look. Every time I bought a tractor, I would buy it with the wide tyres. Now, I don't know how this is going to fare going across here either. So, we'll see. This might just sink straight into the silage and we'll get stuck. Which is more than likely. So, there you go. With the new terrain mod, unless you can keep that traction going, you're going to be in a world of pain. So the problem I've got now is, how do I do this? I have to rethink this. Okay, so the customised point, the one I added that I now can't get rid of, but that's by the by. Customise standard. Oh, nothing. It's not charged me anything. Oh, that's good. Maybe because I've already bought them. Wheel weights. No, it doesn't charge me. And if I want to go to wide tyres, it's only going to charge me £200. Why does that say plus 1,800? But then total price it says 200. Narrow tyres 0. Well, wide tyres or standard tyres. Customise. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with wides to start off with. 200. I will. And then hopefully what will happen now is every time I come back in to swap tyres over, it's not going to charge me. Because I think I've purchased one every set now. So what should happen now, hopefully, I'll have a bit more traction over the silage to unload. Just squashing chickens as I go. Does seem better. Okay. That was not pretty. In the slightest. Now, because the trailer is causing some amount of devastation, I've got to be careful now where I turn around as well. Can't turn around across the grass area. But it is good to know that I can swap between standard tyres, wide tyres and road crop tyres without incurring a fee. Which is good to know. So what I'm going to do now, take this back up over to the field, carry on with the silaging, and you'll probably catch me at the end when I'm dumping the last load. We'll see how much we get off of it. This has been the longest day of my life. I cannot believe how long it's taken to do this field. I must have... I've lost count of how many trips I've done. The bunker silo's got about 500,000 litres in it. I had some in there already. I will put up on the screen what I had and what I've got, I think. Or what I had anyway. I'm just... honestly, the longest day. Note to self, raise enough money to lease a forage harvester, because this was insane. It's fantastic, don't get me wrong, it's cheap, and if you've got a small farm and you're harvesting corn for silage on a small field, then that's brilliant. If not, lease a forage harvester. Don't be an idiot like I was. Good grief. Okay, right. Yeah, that was the was it Mex 5? Pottinger Mex 5, I think it is. Yeah, right, okay. Back to the farm then. This is where you'll see the fun, you'll see why. It's been emotional. And I laugh, but I really do mean that. I should really do a blooper reel, really, but there'd be too much swearing on it. I wouldn't be able to put it on there. I lost count how many times I got the tractor stuck. I should have downloaded a larger bucket for the front loader, for the Kramer. Because I had to start shifting stuff around, and I suppose thinking about it, I could have leased, well, even leasing a wheel loader would have been expensive, and that's the trouble. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got money there, but I don't want to spend it on livestock and stuff like that. I didn't want to waste the money, and it becomes a bit of a catch-22, in so much as I suppose I could have leased all that equipment, made this a lot quicker, then spent a load of time contracting to get the money back. So I guess it's as long as it's short, really, but this is absolutely crazy. There we go. It's looking pretty full. This should go in okay, he says. And that is it. Now what I will do is compact it, and then what I've been using the wheel loader for was because it was it was along the whole length of the bunker silo, and the problem was the more I put in here, the more uneven it became, and the tractor kept getting stuck, and it just became absolutely horrendous. So with the little Kramer wheel loader, I started scooping it and piling it up, and then piling it up. When it reaches the peak, it flattens itself out. But God, it took ages. It really did. But it does mean that at the front, where you're going backwards and forwards, it drags some of this out. So what I'll do is I'll compact it first, and then whatever's dragged out, just grab the wheel loader, shovel that back in, and we should be good to blanket it, in theory. I'm willing to put this back on though, unfortunately, just so I can see what it's on. If I get this tractor stuck now, I'm going to scream. I swear I will just... I will throw my toys out the pram and I will not come back. 97, oh great, okay. It's going to take a little bit of time. %. And like I said, you get sun that comes at the front. So what I'll do is just lift that slightly. Just drags more out again. Just doing my head in. Oh God, just dragged out more than I put in. Right. Just don't care anymore. I've had enough. $521,000 litres. That'll keep me going a while. So, blanket silo. Blanket silo was covered. This 1,000 litres can just sit somewhere else, I don't care. This can be the start of the next load here. There we go. That's that done. I don't want any more to do with it. That can stay there. And there we go. Silaging. What fun. I do have a plan for what I'm going to do next with that though. That's going to take about 6 hours to ferment. But I do have silage in the other bunker, which means I'm going to have plenty. Plus I've got silage bales for making power food. So that's not too much of an issue. But what I do need to do is I'll pack this away, but I also need to get the Fendt back. That's what I'll do now, I think. Now, I was going to put regular tyres back on this, however, with the silage harvest now out of the way, I have become acutely aware that I have been remiss in looking after the rest of the farm. And what I haven't realised is that field 15, out of all of our fields, needs a bit of fertiliser. Just have a quick look on here. To field 15, which we have sunflowers growing in. Growth is on its last growth stage, but soil composition is only its second fertilising state. Field 4's done, that's okay. Field 1's done, that's okay. Field 10 I still haven't seeded. I've been doing so much work over here and then doing the silage harvest and the corn, and that I've let go. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to plough out the rest of this field here. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to head over to field 15 and fertilise. So I'm going to leave the row crop tyres on because I don't want it damaging the field. That's for the best, really. Then when I come back, I'll probably swap them over depending on what jobs need doing next. It's been an interesting episode. Certainly has. Anyway, that is the end of the episode. Some different equipment to use, a new tractor on the farm, a long day, and he's not going to stop. Oh, dangerous. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share the video, please be my guest. I am still continually putting up links from the Farming Simulator website regarding the DLC update. All the stuff they've been putting over the last few days is going onto my Facebook channel under Mr. Silly P regularly, so if you want to go over there and have a look, again, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.